Every 5 minutes, she's telling me to do something that she's originally supposed to make sure it's done. What's up, motherfuckers? I'm back. It is Talent Bradley. Yeah, today's video, it's another story time because...
Dear God, if you hear God, make the funny disappear.
If you watch my story time videos, you know I say my life is like a story. Crazy, I literally got fired on my first day of doing the job. And that's what I'm gonna tell y'all today. So it starts, like I said, last week. It was last Tuesday, and I'm not gonna name the place or nothing like that, but it's a factory. It's a factory, and they're shitty. You work 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, and you only get like a 30-minute break. I do the whole 10-hour orientation and all that, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna help me like get my apartment saved up for. So the lady, she was already like giving me a weird vibe during the orientation, like the way she would like be talking to me, like she would be trying to be all rough and stuff. And I'm like, girl, sit it down somewhere. Ain't nobody got time for you and your miserable ass attitude, because your ass is miserable as fuck that you stuck up in this factory 10 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's not my problem. I'm only here to get the checks that I need to get and go. So here she is in the orientation. Like, she wasn't like being obviously rude, but at the same time, like, she was already on some bullshit. I already wasn't fucking with it. And I was just like, okay, well, that's just gonna have to be what it is, because I'm not here to make friends with nobody. I'm not here to be cool and dandy. I do the whole 10-hour orientation with the videos and all that, and it goes good. I actually slipped and fell in this nasty ass hallway because, as I said, it's a food factory and it's grease all over the floor, and I slipped and fell in it. It was disgusting. So, and that was the vibe that I got from like the first-ish day, but that was just only an orientation, so it wasn't like I was doing anything. My first day comes and I'm actually on the floor doing stuff. And mind you, this is the first day on the floor. The only type of experience that I had beforehand was watching the videos. So my first day on the floor, you would expect for somebody for the whole entire first day at least to be trying to guide you properly and not rush you to do things rightly and not be screaming at you and all this shit. So here I am doing the job, like, because what you're supposed to do is like a whole line of things, and like they rotated it every hour. It was some stupid retarded ass shit, and I really should expose this company. Fraud as fuck to the employers. It's really slave work is what it is. But anyways, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but then this girl, like, on my first day is like constantly screaming at me like, no, you need to do it like this and this and this, and just being rude like for the entirety of the time, really. And it was just not really my jizz anyway, because of how boring it was, and like the vibe was just not cool. But then this girl, she's like constantly nagging at me. And then when it's time to go to lunch, she's like, she told me like 3 times already, like, we come back in 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, the first time. Then for some reason, like, she's had the feel to say it again as I'm like taking off the little coat that I have to wear. She's like, we come back from lunch in 30 minutes. I'm like, okay. And then she said it to me a 3rd time. So then we get back from lunch and all that stuff. And then like, I didn't like even know what this girl's name was, and I still don't know what it is. This is why I just should not be working for anybody. I need to like create my own. Like, this is not for me. I didn't even eat that day, like, from lunch, because they had like some weird ass shit where you have to be working there for so and so long to buy something out the vending machine. So I'm like, what the fuck ever. Well, at work, I just won't eat anything. I'll just eat when I get home. So, yeah, after the lunch break, we go in and all that. Everything is cool. Like, I'm already like not that happy because I didn't eat anything. And as soon as I get back on the floor, here you are, like, with some bullshit in my ears. So I was already kind of pissed, and I already was not fucking with it, because she was already kind of getting smart-mouthed just by the little things that she was trying to tell me. When I was coming back in, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was some smart-mouth bullshit. Yeah, so I'm doing a certain job after we got done rotating, and like, it's like every 5 minutes, she's telling me to do something that she's originally supposed to make sure it's done. Every 5 seconds, it's like something is wrong with what I'm doing, and it's like, instead of taking time to like figure it out, she's like being rough about it. So then I pull my mask down, and she can barely even hear what I'm saying, because it's like all these people, it's a big ass factory, and she cannot even hear what I'm trying to say. So it's like I say something across the lines of, bitch, don't tell me what the fuck to do. You're supposed to be doing the arranging. I'm supposed to be doing this, passing it off to the line. You don't tell me what the fuck to do. Like, quit screaming at me. It's my first day. Okay, everybody, sorry, my camera died. I'm so embarrassed. I'm telling her, like, if you don't like that shit, bitch, you're the motherfucking trainee. You can send me some motherfucking where else. And you can eat my ass on the fucking journey of me doing that, bitch, because you're not about to be screaming at me on my first day. And then now I'm kind of like seeing a little bit why I got fired, but at the same time, I'm not seeing it all the way because I told them bitches that she was being mean as fuck, getting smart-mouthed, trying to make me feel like some underdog on my first day, and bitch, it's not what is about to be going down. I guess somewhere across the line, I did some rotating, and then she wasn't around, and I had got put like with somebody else that was on that same section of the line with me. And then like this other manager comes because it's like later in the night, it's like 10 at night or something like that, and this manager comes, she's pulling the apron that I'm wearing, like pulling it like this as I'm standing on top, but she's like pulling my back like, bitch, what if I would have fell over or something like that? And here your ass is pulling somebody's jacket that they supposed to be working in. Like, if you don't get your old crusty ass hands off of my motherfucker. She is pulling on that fucking jacket, and it's like, I'm like, who is doing this? So here she is, and then she's with that wrinkly ass, crusty ass face of hers that looks miserable as fuck because it's been stuck up in that factory for motherfucking 25 years. Like, bitch, what the fuck is you doing that shit to me for? Get your motherfucking old ass fingers out my motherfucking face. So then she pulls me out to her little office room, and not even in her office. This bitch was so extra about it. This is how I know these bitches think that they some CEOs or something and that they running some shit, because this bitch gonna pull me all the way to this back ass room that was extra as fuck, doing all this walking, and here she is talking about some motherfucking, what the fuck are you doing to my employees? We can't have that. And then I'm like, I explained to her what was wrong, and then she's like, oh, well, you are supposed to be doing that too. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not what I was told during what I was when I was doing that part, because I was making sure I was arranging every single last one of them during my fucking part as the arranger, not as the person sliding it up to the motherfucking thing before it gets packaged, bitch. So you're not about to be screaming at me either. So then I guess somewhere across the line, I got like so smart with her, but she just asked me if I wanted to move places, and I said, I sure do. That seems perfect to me. So then I did that, and everything was cool for the rest of the night. Everything was perfect. Like, it was really no problem. Oh, and then the thing is that she said this bitch cried. Like, bitch, what are you crying for? Like, you could barely even hear what I said. And I actually pulled my mask down to say it to her. But at the same time, bitch, you could barely even hear what I was saying. So sit all the way down with that shit. Trying to say that bitch who was trying to tell me what to do, crying and all that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about you crying, hoe, with your ugly. Switches me over, and everything for that night was cool. But then I'm getting ready to go for my next day, my second day on the floor, kind of happy, you know, dressed up, got my lunch packed and all that shit. But then I get a call from her talking about we heard that there was some issues. And I just thought she was about to confront me with something like, oh, well, we're not gonna have that again, none of that. But then she's like, no, we actually cannot have that on the first day. It really didn't look good for you, so we're just gonna fire you. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I hung up the phone because, like, you really think I give a fuck about your little $10 an hour factory job that's not paying me shit, and you're about to like slave me around? Yeah, no, it's not happening. So that was that story. I got fired on my first day. I still really don't understand that much why, but at the same time, like, looking at it from their perspective, I kind of do, but at the same time I still kind of don't, because she was mean to me on my first day. It pissed me off. Don't be mean to somebody on the first day of work. If you're training them, if you don't like that, do something else with your life, probably, because that's probably what you'll be doing for a majority of the time, working for somebody else. That's why it won't slide for me. That is this video. I got fired on my first day like a week ago. As I said, shit is always happening to me. So if you like these motherfucking story time videos, leave this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what other kind of videos you would want to see from me. I really hope that y'all enjoyed it. Yeah, and I'll see y'all motherfuckers in the next one.